Hello, my name's Ed Frawley. My wife and I own Leerburg. I've got a good question here on breeding, but before I get into it, I'm going to say that same thing I always say is you don't have to be a customer of Leerburg. We hope you become one to ask a question. You can ask a training question, a breeding question, which is what I have here, a health question, also some of what I have here. And if we can answer them, we will answer them, and we may have to write back when you go to the front of Leerburg.com and go to the Ask Cindy portal to post your question. We may have to write you back if we feel that we need to have more information to be able to give you an accurate answer. But first I'll read this question. And they said they have a 5-year-old female German Shepherd that is still intact and has never been pregnant. Is there a danger to her health in getting her fixed? And is she too old to have a litter? Thank you. Well, Cindy starts off by saying there is a concern for any breed and any female of health issues as they get older. She says that I've read statistics, and there are 25% of a chance of an intact female getting pyometria by age 10 if they're not spayed. And that's true, so that needs to factor into the decision-making process down the road on what we're going to say here. Because the point is, there's risks associated with spaying a dog. There's risks associated with neutering a dog. And there are risks involved in a dog having a litter of puppies. And I know because I bred working bloodline German Shepherds for 35 years. I mean, I had a professional breeding facility. I still have it. We haven't bred dogs in the last 10 years. And right now it's just used as storage. Kind of sad because it's really a nice kennel. But what Cindy says is she recommends finding a reproduction specialist for the older female, especially one that hasn't been bred before. Have it get a thorough physical exam, including blood work. You want to make sure that you have everything. You've crossed all the dots, crossed all the X's and the T's and the dot and the I's. Have you had your dog x-rayed? Have you had the elbows x-rayed? Have you had blood work done? Have you had genetic tests on the German Shepherd for DM? There are other genetic tests that can be done for German Shepherds to tell you whether your dog is at risk of producing that in the offspring. So that's all important, and you've got to deal with that first before you think about going out and spending money on breeding a dog, because it's not cheap to breed dogs. People think they can breed dogs, make a lot of money at it. Think again, that ain't going to happen. And not very often, especially not for first-time people. And you also have to have a place where these puppies could go. Just put yourself in that position where you end up having 10 puppies. Not very likely on a 5-year-old female, but let's say you have 10 puppies, you better have 10 homes for them, or you're in for a surprise. Cindy says, I'm going to leave it up to my repro vet to tell me what they think as far as the risk versus the rewards in breeding a female for the first time that's at age 5. I will say this, in all the 35 years that I bred German Shepherds, I think I only bred one female that was older than 6, and that was a female that was in really good health, really good condition, and she'd already had a couple of litters before that. So I don't think that I ever bred a female that was older than 5 that had never had a litter. It's not a good idea to do that. You better make sure you cross all your T's before you do that. Cindy goes on, if she doesn't have good results from the tests with the vet, then I would save a lot of time and money pursuing the breeding exams. I would probably consider spaying her at some point in time and probably do it when she's young and in good health rather than wait until she has a pyo when she's 10 years old and you're dealing with an old female that may not be as in good a shape at 10 as she is at 5.